Every year, American farmers grow and harvest over 680 million pounds of green peas. That's enough to fill more than 2.5 billion cans, served in kitchens, schools, and restaurants across the country. But what most people don't realize is just how fast and precise this entire process has to be. Green peas are delicate. Their sweetness fades quickly once they're picked, so farmers have only a few hours to harvest, process, and can them before the quality drops. It's a race against time, and it happens across thousands of acres in places like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Oregon, and Washington. Massive machines harvest millions of pods. High-speed belts carry them to giant factories, and advanced canning systems seal them while they're still fresh. From the soil to the can, all in under 4 hours. In this video, we'll explore how American farms and factories work together to turn green peas into one of the most trusted canned foods in the country. This is the story of how a simple vegetable becomes a high-speed food success. Let's begin. Where the journey starts, in the fields. Green peas are a cool season crop. That means they grow best in mild spring weather, with plenty of sunlight and steady rainfall. In the US, the ideal places for growing peas include the Pacific Northwest, the Midwest, and parts of New York State, where the weather is just right from April to June. The process begins with carefully selected seeds. Farmers choose pea varieties based on flavor, sweetness, resistance to disease, and harvest time. Once the soil is prepared and tested for nutrients, the seeds are planted using GPS-guided planters that space them with precision, ensuring the perfect balance between air, water, and sunlight. Unlike crops like corn or wheat, peas don't take long to grow. In just 50 to 60 days, a field can go from bare soil to lush green plants filled with pods. During this time, the plants are carefully monitored. When the pods start to plump and the peas reach their peak size, usually between 8 and 10 millimeters, it's time to prepare for harvest. In the next section, we'll head into the field and watch how machines harvest millions of peas in a matter of hours. When it comes to green peas, timing isn't just important, it's everything. Once the peas reach their peak sweetness, farmers have a narrow window of just 24 to 48 hours to harvest them before that natural sugar begins to fade. Miss that window, and the peas turn starchy, tough, and less flavorful. That's why the harvest process for peas is one of the most precisely coordinated operations in American agriculture. It all begins with a specialized machine called a pea viner. Unlike regular harvesters, a pea viner doesn't just cut the plant. It picks, strips, and shells the peas in a single motion. These machines can weigh up to 20 tons and are designed to move through the fields at a steady pace, collecting thousands of pods every minute.
And we'll
As the machine moves forward, rotating beaters gently knock the pea pods off the vines. Then, inside the harvester, a series of drums and screens separate the peas from their pods, all while the machine is still moving. The empty pods and vines are either spread back onto the field as mulch or collected for compost. The freshly shelled peas are then transferred into large stainless steel holding bins, which are kept cool to preserve freshness.
And they're only travelling at, I think, probably 1 or 2k, not very fast. But when there's 3 of them working, and they're working day and night, they will soon cover the ground. And as this machine goes past, if you look here, you may recognise those. They are Class Terra tracks that you would see on the combine harvester. And the machine is a rear wheel steer, very much like a combine would be. So we'll go back and we'll see if we can have a look under one of the machines, and you can have a look at the header and how that works. And this machine, this is the header. So this is what comes down and strips the vine and then passes it through up into the machine. So this is something you don't normally see, which is inside the actual harvester. So here we've got the beaters, the satellite beaters to the side, and they effectively take the pod, try and get the peas out of the pods, and the peas will fall through into this meshing onto a conveyor belt below. There might be a few little bits of pod that get through as well. They're fed all the way to the front of the machine, where there's various fans and other buckets and things that will clear that off, so it only leaves the peas then on the final conveyor belt, which feeds it into the tank. I might have missed a few little bits off, but that's the general process of how this works. So if you look at this machine, it looks like it's jacked up, but the machine is fully self-leveling. So when they go on steep slopes downhill, they can tilt it back or to the side. So if they're going along an incline, they can tilt the machine to level that up. What they're doing is they're only required 2 machines today. They don't need all 3, and that's due to what the factory will ask for. So there's a slight squeak on the bearing. They thought, preventative-wise, get that fixed rather than it go in the future and they have to deal with it when it's in demand. So while it's a little bit quieter than it normally will be, they can get on with the maintenance job.
From here, the peas need to make it to the processing plant as quickly as possible, usually within 2 to 4 hours after harvest. To make that happen, fleets of refrigerated trucks are pre-positioned around the fields. As each bin fills up, the peas are loaded and driven straight to nearby canneries. No storage, no delay. Some facilities are located just a few miles away from the fields to reduce travel time even further. This direct route, field to factory, is what helps maintain the peas' natural sweetness and vibrant green color. During peak harvest season, this entire process runs around the clock. Operators work in shifts, equipment is maintained daily, and harvest schedules are planned down to the hour. In the next section, we'll go inside one of these high-tech processing plants and see how millions of peas are handled at lightning speed before they ever make it into a single can. From here, the peas begin their journey through a high-speed cleaning and sorting system. First stop, washing. The peas are flushed with jets of clean, chilled water that remove soil, bits of vine, and any remaining debris. After sizing, the peas pass through optical sorters, high-speed cameras paired with computer vision. These machines scan tens of thousands of peas per second, identifying any that are off-color or misshapen. Defective peas are removed instantly with blasts of air. Now comes the most critical stage, flash freezing. To maintain their natural flavor and texture, peas must be frozen quickly, usually within 2 to 4 hours of harvest. They're fed onto conveyor belts that move through blast freezers or fluidized bed freezers. These systems use powerful cold air, sometimes at temperatures as low as 9 to 40 degrees 40 Celsius, to freeze each pea individually in just a few minutes. This rapid freezing method prevents the formation of large ice crystals, which can damage cell walls and lead to mushy peas after cooking. Instead, the result is a frozen product that stays firm, sweet, and green, even after months in storage. But not all peas are destined for the freezer aisle. Many are headed straight to the canning line. So instead of freezing, those peas are routed to the next part of the factory, where they're prepared for immediate packaging. Regardless of their final destination, quality is checked constantly. Factory workers perform spot checks for flavor, texture, sugar content, and color. If a batch falls below standard, it's removed from the line or diverted for use in soups, purees, or animal feed. By the end of the processing stage, millions of peas have been carefully cleaned, sorted, and either flash frozen or prepared for canning, all within just a few hours of leaving the field. It's a remarkable transformation powered by automation, cold temperatures, and perfect timing. Next, we'll follow the peas to the canning floor, where they're sealed in airtight containers and made shelf-stable, ready to be stored, shipped, and eaten months or even years later. For the millions of green peas that don't get frozen, there's another destination waiting: the canning line. This is where peas are transformed into one of the most convenient, shelf-stable vegetables in the world, sealed inside cans that can last up to 5 years without refrigeration. The process begins just minutes after the peas are sorted. They're gently transported to the canning area through sanitized pipes or conveyors, where they meet pre-sterilized metal cans already waiting in line. Each empty can is thoroughly cleaned with high-pressure steam or sterilizing sprays before use. Then, high-speed dispensers fill each can with a precise weight of peas, typically around 8 to 10 ounces, for a standard 15-ounce can. Next comes the addition of liquid. A precise mixture of water and salt, known as brine, is poured into each can to keep the peas moist and flavorful during storage. The amount of salt is carefully controlled, and many manufacturers also offer low-sodium or no-salt versions based on consumer demand. Once the peas and brine are inside, the cans move to the vacuum sealer. Here, any excess air is removed to reduce oxygen, one of the main causes of spoilage. Then the lids are sealed using a method called double seaming, a mechanical process that creates an airtight, watertight bond between the can and the lid. Now sealed, the cans move into retort chambers, giant industrial pressure cookers, where they're cooked and sterilized at high temperatures, often around 240 degrees Fahrenheit, 116 degrees Celsius. This step is critical. The heat kills any bacteria or enzymes that could spoil the peas or make them unsafe to eat. It also softens the peas slightly, giving them their signature can texture, tender but not mushy. Each can spends around 10 to 15 minutes in the retort, depending on its size and contents. The time, temperature, and pressure are monitored continuously by automated systems with backups in place to ensure food safety. After cooking, the cans are rapidly cooled with chilled water sprays or immersion tanks, bringing the temperature down quickly to prevent overcooking. From here, the cans pass through labeling and coding machines. Labels are wrapped precisely around each can, while a printed code is stamped on the lid, showing the batch number, production time, and expiration date. This makes it easy to trace every can back to the farm and field it came from, if needed. Before they're boxed for shipping, cans go through one final round of quality control. X-ray scanners, weight checks, and manual inspections help catch any leaks, dents, or sealing errors. Only then are the cans packed into cartons and loaded onto pallets, ready to be shipped to grocery stores, food service providers, and schools across the country. From field to factory to shelf, the entire journey can take less than 8 hours. From seed to soil, from vine to can, the journey of a green pea is far more complex, fast-paced, and fascinating than most people ever realize. Behind every can on a grocery store shelf lies a network of skilled farmers, high-speed machines, and precise science, all working together to deliver fresh, nutritious food that can last for years. Whether frozen or canned, green peas remain one of America's most reliable vegetables. A humble crop backed by cutting-edge technology and generations of agricultural expertise. So the next time you open a can of peas, you'll know just how much care, coordination, and craftsmanship went into every single bite. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at how food is made, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new episode that takes you inside the factories, farms, and systems that feed the world. We'll see you next time.